Habich watched his teammate pull into service and was left to ponder the valuable points that were lost in that ditch in stage 10.
Etienne, you had a good first day, and the last few events you've had your class squat yourself, but you're involved in a hell of a scrap, and not only a class scrap but also for second overall.
Yeah, there's a few seconds between the first or the second four cars. 1 second separating us and Skalk, and another 3 or 4 Fernando, and another 7 or 8 Hergen. So yeah, we've got a very good dice on the go. Hergen and myself are swapping stages. This morning he took time off me. The last 2 I've taken a second per stage off him, so I mean that shows you it's close. Over 17 k's, 24 k's, 1 second is close.
Are you going to catch him?
Well, we're now 12 seconds behind him, so we're gonna try.
And your car going all right after all your previous misfire problem?
Yes, no, the car's very well. I'm very happy with the car.
Okay, good luck for the end of it.
Thank you very much.
Jaco Venter, you've just moved into the lead of Class A6. Tell us about your event so far.
It's lucky, it's quite rough. We had a flat yesterday on stage 4. We were basically 10 seconds behind Craig Trott, busy catching him, and we had a flat. So we were about 1 minute 10 seconds behind this morning. So we pushed a little bit, and well, unfortunately, yeah, we're there. We are leading at the moment by nearly 1 minute.
Gugu, you won your class last time out and you're ahead again. You're making a bit of a habit of this winning feeling.
It was quite nice tasting the champagne down in Cape Town, and definitely the Sasol I'd really like to put in the bag as well as one of those I've taken.
But it's not an easy, I mean, you're not well ahead, you've got quite a fight on your hand.
Yes, most definitely. You know, yesterday we struggled extensively. We were stuck in the mist, as well as we had a punch in one of the stages, and we lost 2 minutes to Dolph Kutsia. And today we've covered up by possibly about 2 minutes, actually, we've covered up. And he's got a 20-second penalty as well. So we're basically in the lead by almost, 15 seconds or so. And it's good that every single stage we're taking about 35 seconds off his time. So I'm not really worried, and I wasn't worried either yesterday.
Good, and one of your big opposition, Rodney Versace's not around anymore. Tell us what happened to him.
You know, it is a bit of a disappointment for me, you know, considering that he's the champion and I really want to drill him in a first, flat game, so to say. But it's a good thing that yesterday we had a run together and this morning, and in all times I've actually beaten him except for one stage, and that was just because I was taking it easy.
Good, and I see your overall's got a bit of dirt in it on. You've been rolling around in the dust?
No, it just shows that it's rough out there, but then again, I'm a Zulu boy. I love it in the dirt.
Colin Wilson and John Ogden were edging up towards the top 10 in their aging Class N4 Colplast Ford Escort. On last year's event, the car broke down within sight of the finish and the crew had to push it the final 600 meters over the line. They hoped for no such dramas this year.
Shark Buerta, you put a bit of a charge in today. Have you just picked up the pace today? It took yesterday a bit easier?
Yeah, it's a new car. I'm starting to learn it, and it's taking me a while, but we'll get there.
Interesting. You've changed your Impreza for a estate. Why the decision to do that?
It's a bit of a marketing ploy. There's so many Impreza sedans, so we thought, well, maybe something different.
Vulcan continued to push hard and had just sneaked into the top 10 in the Runnex. He was headed for his 4th class win out of 4, a feat unmatched by any other driver this year. The glorious sounding top car BMW was having its best outing of the year. After a slow start, Blackman was getting the hang of the handling and starting to set competitive stage times. The Verloc sisters, Lola and Megan, had a tough event but scored a good 15th overall. They drove the last day without a clutch, while Megan suffered from a bug throughout the event. Andy Haig-Smith and Gerald Brace put in a solid performance in their Toyota Corolla to claim 3rd in Class A6. And Berger Jr. and Van Gieren could not hold off the Venter onslaught and were forced to relinquish their class lead. Second was a good result for the pair on their return to rallying. With the crowd covering the hillsides and along the roads, it looked more like a European rally than a local one, a heartening sight. Kuhn was simply stroking the golf home now, failing to take a stage win since Habich's demise. radar was also in damage control mode as a result of the diff problem. It caused the prop shaft to work loose. And with no spare available, the team was forced to repair the existing one with cable ties for the last stage. Somehow it held together at the end. Berger and Swanepoel held second place towards the end, but a puncture and a bent steering rod dropped him a place to third. However, they held on to the Class N4 win and took the overall Group N victory, vaulting them to the top of the class standings and third overall in the championship. There was no respite for Lawrence in the Team Total Toyota. With Fecken snapping at his heels just a few seconds behind, he decided not to settle for the points, but to fight for the class win. His intentions were clear from the onboard footage. As an added bonus, Lawrence had Berger's second place overall in his sights. With Cruz getting points for overall results as well as for class position, he was looking for as many as he could garner. He was on the limit everywhere and was spectacular to watch on his way to winning 4 of the last 7 stages. Fecken's spectacular run netted him 3 stage wins out of 6 as he and Lawrence traded times. Mere seconds split them with 2 stages to go, but unfortunately the player's engine cried enough, with only 1 stage to go from home. This, his 3rd retirement of the year, was a bitter pill to swallow. Back on board with Lawrence in the penultimate stage, unaware at this point that Fecken running behind him had retired from the event, he was pushing as hard as ever. Lawrence was now 2nd overall, his best result of an already stellar season. Damser Jr. had dropped off the pace of the leading Class A6 cars of Lawrence and Fecken, but was still posting solid times and would finish 5th overall and 2nd in class. Despite more problems on the final day, including no rear brakes and a blown turbo, Duplessis drove arguably his best rally to take a well-deserved 6th overall and 3rd in class. Dupree must also be commended on a superb performance to finish 7th in a loaned car that he had never driven before the event started. Ferreira rounded out the top 10 after a solid performance, with his young navigator acquitting himself superbly on his first event. And Vulcan's commitment and persistence paid off with a well-earned 9th overall. Wilson missed out on a top 10 finish, having to make do with 12th overall. Cliffy Blackman was a happy man to bring his BMW home for the first time this season, finishing 3rd in class and 13th overall. Giovanni Piazzamusso and Richard Leake brought back the past in their old Ford Escort BDA, but they would retire with only 1 stage to go. The huge crowd waited in anticipation for the cars to start the final stage in the Nelspruit Showgrounds, having paid 15 rands each to watch the action. We drive the final stage with the leaders, Kuhn and Hodgson.
100, left 2, onto narrow bridge. Narrow bridge, into gate, right 1. Gate, right 1. Then 100 into a sweep over there to a right 4 round the building. Right 4, straight on, then to a T right at the end. T, right 4 is left 4. Right 4 is left 4. Now go left 4. Left 4. Now left 1 here, left 1 and right 1. 50 crossroads straight on into sweep left around the end of the fence. Sweep left around the end of the fence. 100 into a U right. I'm looking for a U right here. Thanks, Jay. Hey, my boy, well done. Drove like a superstar. And stop here, please.
Raider let it all hang out for the crowd, and they loved it.
The Mitsubishi Lancer, the motion vehicle Sasol Rally.
Once again, Sasol celebrated its event with a win by one of its cars. A comfortable 65-second margin gave Kuhn his 4th Sasol Rally victory in succession. More good performances from Lawrence and Berger, while Jacques Botha brought the untested Subaru Sportwagen home in a very good 8th place.